as an Asian American right now, like in this acting world, right?
Yeah,
You've done stuff with Wong Fu Productions, and you're doing a bunch of other things, which is fascinating. And you're on TikTok, and it's very like heavily Asian.
right, right.
Are you seeing more competition right now in this moment as an Asian American, or do you see more doors like opening? Because I'm looking at Stranger Things, and I'm looking at all those like kid actors, and there's so many in so many movies and so many different TV shows, and I'm just thinking, where is your career right now going, and what do you think the landscape of being an Asian American actor look like?
You know what? I think there's a couple ways to look at it. Like you could see it as competition is increasing, but I also see the flip side of that, which is like there's more opportunity, and I don't think it's ever going to be a point where it's like overly saturated with Asians. Just how I don't feel like it's ever going to be overly saturated with Caucasian actors. I just see it as more opportunities, and I think it's just good to have Asian representation out there. Um, I do know what you mean though, because I do notice that I'm starting to see people that I guess are my peers that I'll be seeing in the audition room. So like those would be the people that I'm going up against. Um, but honestly, like that's may the best man get the job. Like I
Do
don't
you
really.
ever do you ever get jealous, or does it ever like irk you a little bit? Like, fuck, I need to get this, or
I think it's a pretty human reaction to be like, damn, I wish I had that. But I never let it be in an unhealthy way where I start beating myself up over it or I start like resenting the other person because I think I'm aware enough to like catch myself before I go down that path. But there are moments where I'm like, oh, like, how come I didn't get that? Or, oh, I feel like I could do that. But I try not to dwell on things like that.
so how do you work on that? Because, I'm in the digital world, and I'm always fighting to be the person that creates the ad for a company. And then when I see someone, I'm just like, fuck, I could do it so much better.
The way that you work on it is just like, I feel like it's like a type of thick skin that I've developed just from being in the industry so long because the entertainment industry in particular is just like a series of closing doors. Like that's what it feels like to be an actor, especially an Asian actor. And 99% of the time is just going to be people saying no to you.
yeah.
So I've gotten pretty accustomed to like understanding that things aren't mine and things can be taken away and not to take things for granted and just be appreciative of the opportunities when they come up and give it my best shot, but no one owes me anything. And I'm not entitled to any position. It's like anyone who gets it is because they deserved it. And if I didn't get it, it's not like they took it away from me because I was already with zero in the first place. So
Wow, I love that. You're already zero in the first place.
yeah, you can't take a job from you that I never even had.
That is true. I mean, when I started auditioning, I think last year and getting those no's, the first time I got that no, I was like, what the fuck did I do wrong? And I really like beat myself over it. I
You
think,
fucked up.
yeah, literally. And so,
Personal, dude.
well, I mean, it's a muscle, and I'm glad that you develop kind of like that muscle. Ooh, I love the hat.
Thank you.
So now with COVID and everything, I see that you're actively posting kind of more on social media, right? On
Yeah.
TikTok and everything. Is that something that you are more excited about when it comes to this, or like what's your goal? Like right now you have a TikTok account and it's growing immensely. What was the
Thank you.
strategy behind that? Like what made you go time to do TikTok, time to get started? What's going on?
My whole life, like I've had such a love-hate relationship with social media. Like I freaking hated posting, I hated engaging and commenting and all the little thumb clickings, and it was all a pain in the ass to me. But then like I stopped seeing it as work and started seeing now I see it as work. Like it's become a part of my job. But I started seeing like what exactly social media is, and it's like the opportunity to connect, to create, to communicate, to express yourself. And it's just like it is whatever you make it. So if you make it into a pain in the ass, like it's gonna be a pain in the ass. But if you could make it into a game, if you could make it into like something you could actually like, you could actually shoot for things and make little goals for yourself. I think it makes it a lot less tiresome. So
What's an example of that right now? So you say it's a job. So in the very beginning, I think in January, you were like, "Oh, I'm just gonna post whenever I post." But now, do you have like a content schedule, scripting? Like, how does
yeah,
it go?
it's pretty loosely scheduled, but now I can have more of a strategy as to like how I post and what I post. Like for example, I've really figured out hashtags. I really figured out what content does well, what content I could regularly produce in a realistic manner. I've gotten used to like the engagement aspect. I've actually developed like quite a few relationships with my followers. And it's been a really interesting process, but it went from just being a pain in the ass to something that not only I have to do, but I could actually enjoy doing.